Hey, welcome to the live. I'm very excited to be here, and today we're going to be talking about grief. We're going to talk about complicated grief. So I'm really I'm kind of excited about this because it was something that I'm very passionate about. You know, having a person in your life that causes you pain or suffering, and then you have to try to deal with it, whether they've passed on or whether you're stuck picking up the pieces from the event, their actions. It's a form of grief. So not all grief comes from somebody's passing. So again, there are complicated emotions that come from losing a loved one, that pain and suffering from another one that brings us oh my gosh, cat has got my tongue completely. So sorry. Let me start over there. So complicated emotions come and feelings can be whoa, what the heck? Seriously, you know what it is? Is that I've got my printout and I'm trying to read it, and that is never a good thing. So let me just be off of the sheet and just speak from there. So as I was saying, complicated feelings can arise from being in this grief with an abuser or something that is, maybe a relationship that wasn't overly healthy. So grieving this relationship can cause us to go down a road of loneliness, isolation, and cause blocks in our life where we are unable to heal, and we might not even recognize the tones that this grief has left behind, or that these past memories and stories are staying imprinted in our body. But energetic tones stay within our body. We are connected to everything that happens in our life, and our choice to stay connected is the interesting part, where we will invite relationships in or exit relationships being our choice. Still staying attached to them energetically is how we'll carry those tones within our body, within our being. It's if you ever heard of the chakra system or the energy system that we have, this is where those stories and these tones can stay implanted in our being. Our well-being then is affected by that. So where health issues can come forward because we are unable to recognize where that energy, why we're feeling so bad, or where the pain in our back is coming from, or our shoulder pain or neck pain, and we can associate why we're having that. So it's a turmoil that kind of stays embedded in our being. So how do we work on getting this energy to kind of move forward and flow, so we're not really stuck in it over and over like a Groundhog Day, a perpetual thing, right? So grief is a multi-layered thing anyways. So we're talking about layers of energy, of feelings, of emotions, of memories of the past. And so when we're grieving a loss of a loved one, someone that we love, can be very difficult too. And trying, we'll close up and we won't be able to breathe. We'll shallow breathe up here. And that's just why most healers will feel the grief of a loss up here when they're working on a client, because we hold it and restrict it and we're unable to breathe and move through life. So how can you move through the relationships that have struggled you or caused you pain? How can you change the outcome so that you don't have to be stuck in this fear, in this everyday Groundhog Day of pain? One of the things that you can do is first connect with your soul self. You take that breath in and breathe it all the way in and feel it within your body. Get that diaphragm and allow your breath to fill and your diaphragm to move out. It's right below the chest bone. Allow it to fill and push your hand out, and then breathe it back in so you can feel it collapse and expand. Being in your body. So important. It allows us to pay attention intuitively, to hear the voice of our divine goddess soul self. When we have disconnect from this voice, this is our intuitive voice. This is our connection to spirit. This is our connection to our knowing of what serves us and what doesn't serve us. When we have disconnect from pains, from relationships, from grief, we lose the tone, we lose our confidence, we lose our structure, our foundation. So to get that back so we can move through and not necessarily wallow. And grief is something that doesn't just touch one person, it touches all of us, because we are all here to live and to die. So our lives are going to be affected by the other. Taking responsibility for our actions and our reactions is the tone that I hear over and over and over again. So if I'm in a reading with a client who's lost a loved one, and they've suffered at the hand of this loved one. They've had mental, physical, emotional abuse. And I've had a lot of these readings lately, you know, coming through with parents coming through to their adult children saying, I'm sorry, I take that responsibility. I did not know. I did not know my actions or my reactions were going to cause you great pain. Because when we come through the veil, all that is there is love. Pure, unadulterated love. Here on earth, we complicate. We have judgments, we have angers, we have fears. And all of those tones muddy up the purity of love. So how do we move and how do we understand how to purely love one another? And even we'll say, I love that person that passed, but I couldn't be near them. They caused me great pain. When we can have compassion, when we can open up that heart center and we can see that it's not all about the me and I, the I, and how their actions affected us, but maybe why did they do it that way anyways? Why was this abusive father so verbal to his children? Why did he remove his love? Why was life so painful for him? Well, in this past reading, over this week, it was revealed that the father, after the loss of his wife, was unable to show the love because he felt his wife was missing out. He felt guilty for showing love because here on earth we are muddied up. We don't have the purity. We don't understand our actions. So taking responsibility for our actions and our reactions so you can see how you might be affecting another. It's really lovely. Keeping it nice and slow so you can move through life. Taking responsibility for our relationships. Our relationships, the angels say over and over again. I said, what can we do? What here on earth? What can we do? And they said the number one thing we can do is opening our relationship to God. Because when we open our relationship and heal the disconnect, then we know we don't have to go alone. Then we're open to pure love. We welcome that love because we have that relationship here. So no matter what happens, we don't have to stay the victim. Bad things happen to help us, to teach us to grow. They don't happen because God does them to us. They happen because our souls are here to learn and grow and evolve. And we're here to learn and grow, evolve closer to God. Instead, when these things happen, we end up pulling away and moving further away. We think it's God that's caused us pain. And that is the opposite. Your soul is so strong. Your soul has come here for this journey to say, hey, I can do this. I can get through this. I can move and forgive. Are you up to that challenge? So I'm going to leave you with the tones of the Goddess 12 principles. Because the Goddess 12 principles, within them, you can find your pathway to healing whatever it is that's ailing you. Whether it is a disconnect from your Goddess soul self, whether you're healing grief, whether you're looking to move forward in your life and open a new pathway of maybe work or experience or new relationship. The 12 principles are the way to do any of those things. So today we're going to speak about grief and how the 12 principles can help. I am going to read off my sheet so I can get them nice and in order for you. The first, Surrender your past over to the divine. Quiet the tones and memories that hold you in the pain. Number 1. Number 2, self-love will be your pathway to hearing the divine speak to you. Self-love. It's not always easy. Forgiveness frees the energetic connection to the abuser. It's not about calling them up and say, hey, I forgive you. It's about releasing the tones. It's about taking accountability, that you don't have to hold the grudge. You can release. Taking control over your actions and reactions by inviting love in and calming the feelings of isolation, anger, loneliness, sadness, and grief. Taking the responsibility. Clearing your energy of the old while being in the moment of now. Really important. When we clear our energy and stay in the now and don't go in the past and we don't jump ahead in the forward, we're able to move through the moments and see where we need to go. Releasing the chains to the past that are the blocks. The chains to the past can be the memories, the things that you keep going back to. Those are the chains that hold us from moving forward. Letting go of the stories causing you to stay in the grief like it's Groundhog Day over and over again. The mind will play that trick on you. Shmego will keep you living in fear and tell you have to replay it. So when those stories pop in, it's about breathing, it's about inviting love in and releasing and not entertaining them. Paying attention to your physical body and the energy within your being. So our physical body will speak of tones of what we need. Maybe it's exercise, maybe it's a diet change, maybe it's about being in fresh air, but our bodies will speak. Maybe we need to take a nap, so you have to listen. Knowing what serves your well-being and what doesn't serve you. This is an important tool, knowing what serves us and helps our energy rather than what hinders it. Very important medicine. Be calm. Be calm. Stay in the moment. Picking yourself up when you crash and not kicking yourself when you're down. We all fall. So we all make mistakes and we all can go backwards. We're human. So what do? Rather than self-sabotaging, we need to be able to have the tools in order to move forward. The principles, the 12 principles, can help you do that. And you can practice them time and time again. So when you need to get back up, you might forgive yourself and say, hey, you know what? That wasn't a great judgment, but I'm going to let that go and I'm going to go forward. Aligning to your mind, body, and spirit. So aligning to our mind, body, and spirit is an intent. It's about staying in our energy. It's about inviting the divine in and to work through us. It's a really beautiful energy. Listening to your inner intuitive voice. That's amazing medicine, because our intuition is God speaking to us. It's how the divine will contact us. So we'll know intuitively the right things and the wrong things, what serves us, what doesn't. So when our intuitive energy in our gut, that's right by the solar plexus, right where we are working with that breath, when we're really open, we can be into that intuitive energy. So this medicine, all of these 12 beautiful principles are the things that can help you move through your grief, no matter what it is. And if you are in an abusive relationship right now, if you have any need for help, the Women's Center in Danbury is a beautiful place. All of their services are free. They work with men, women, and children. They have a 24-hour hotline, and you don't have to go it alone. You don't have to go it alone, no matter where you are. God is always available to us. The angels say it just takes our choice, our free will, to say, I'm ready. I'm ready to make the difference. I'm ready to stop suffering, and I'm ready to be in that alignment. So I wish you a beautiful day, and I hope this helps you. And if you know somebody that's in need of this message, please send it to them. And visit my website at jeanniestreet.com, where I have some more information and classes And you can also download my podcast that I do every week, all on these healing tones. God bless and have a great day.